Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to create a finance tracker in Notion, just like the one that you're seeing on the screen right now. So this finance tracker has a dashboard table, as you can see here, and it shows the total income, total expenses, and the surplus amount, which is simply total income minus total expenses. And if we come down here, we also have an income table where you can enter all of your income streams. And at the very bottom, we have an expenses table where you can enter the name of the expense, the amount, the date, and there is also a chart view where we are given a percentage breakdown of the expenses. Alright, so what we're going to do is create a new page in Notion, and we're going to name this new page Finance Tracker. Then we're going to come down here and create a new database. So hit the slash key on your keyboard and create a new table view. And so we're going to name this new database Incomes. So before we create the dashboard table, we need to create our incomes and expenses databases first. So I'm going to click on these three dots and edit the database icon. And I'm going to come to icons and select this icon, the cash machine, and you can see my incomes database now has an icon. And I'm going to click on this button to create a new income stream. And I'm just going to call it income A, and I'm going to create another income called income B. And now I'm going to select both of these incomes, click on these three dots and edit the icon, and I'm going to select the same icon as before, and you can see both of my incomes now have the same icon. So now I'm going to add a property, and I'm going to click on number, and I'm going to enter some values for my incomes. So I'm going to click on the number property and I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to change it to NZD, and I'm just going to leave decimal places as default. And now you can see the dollar symbol in front of my value, and I'm just going to change this to amount. Alright, so now we're going to create the expenses table, and it's pretty much exactly the same as what we just did, so I'm not going to show that in this video tutorial. Okay, so now we can create the chart view for our expenses table, and all we need to do is click on this button here to add a new view, and click on the chart button, and then we're going to click on the settings button, and we're going to select donut. And then we're going to come down to data and click on what to show and click on name, and now you can see the chart is giving us a percentage breakdown of our expenses, and you can hover over the chart to get a more detailed analysis. And you can also customize the color. As you can see, there are a bunch of preset color palettes, and you can also make a lot of other customizations here. Okay, so now our finance tracker is looking pretty good, and all we need to do now is create our dashboard table. Alright, so now what we're going to do is link the information from our expenses and incomes table to our dashboard table. And to achieve this, we're going to use the relations property. So if we come here and add a new property, we can scroll down and select relation. And I'm going to select dashboard as the data source that we're going to link to. And I'm going to check two-way relation so that the relation is also shown on our dashboard database. And I'm going to click add relation. And now you can see that this relation is showing up on our dashboard as well. So let's come down to our incomes database and come to the dashboard column and select the dashboard as our link. And so now you can see income A and income B are now linked to our dashboard. And we're going to do the same thing for the expenses. And I'm going to select the dashboard, drag this down. Now you can see both our expenses and incomes have been linked to the dashboard. So now that we have created our relations, we're going to now use the rollup property to do something with our relations. So I'm going to come here and add a property to our dashboard database and select rollup. So I'm going to select an existing relation and I'm going to select expenses. And for the property, I'm going to select amount, and I can do some sort of calculation here. So I'm going to come down here to more options and click sum. Alright, so now you can see that we have essentially rolled up all of our expenses and combined those values into a summed up value. So if you add up all of these values for the expenses, they will add up to 880. So now I'm going to do the same thing for income. Okay, so now we can hide these two relation columns as they're not displaying any useful information. So I can right click on this column and click hide, and I'll do the same for incomes. Now what I'm going to do is add a formula as a property. So I'm going to scroll down and click on formula. And essentially what a formula does is takes other values from the same row and does some math calculations with those values. And before I edit the formula, let's rename these two columns. So I'll rename this to total expenses. And this column will be renamed to total income. Now I'll just shift this to the left. So now I can edit the formula and I can type in total income and select total income here. And I'm going to add the minus symbol, total expenses. And now you can see the value outputted from my formula. And in this case, it is total income minus total expenses, which gives us our surplus amount. And I'm going to rename this to surplus. And so now I'm just going to edit the surplus property so that it's displaying the dollar symbol in front of it. Alright, so that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.